promised everyone who registers a copy of our fun tonight, because we're going to be cooking a few dishes together and also look at recipes that showcase the blade cover peeler. First of all, as I said, introduce myself and our class. My name's Jess Fabian. I have the pleasure of being the manager here in South Australia, and I'm now looking after Metro Adelaide, and I'm joined with the beautiful Jamie Peake as well, who's looking after regional South Australia. And together here we have Deb Percy and Crystal Cronin as well joining us, as well as Jackie Young. So they're going to be showing you some amazing recipes. I'd love to hear in the comments what if you've got a blade cover peeler at home and if you have used it before. Such a handy accessory from everything from poaching eggs, doing slow cook, peeling things like root vegetables, but even other things, and you'll get to see some of that tonight. And also I said slow cook, sous vide as well. That's just some of the amazing things we can do when we use the blade cover peeler with our TM7. So incredible things we can make. And the ladies will show you how to use the blade cover peeler. But I'd love to hear, have you got one? Pop it in the comments. Have you got a blade cover peeler and what have you used it for? Maybe you haven't used it yet and that's why you're here tonight. Without further ado, let's learn some more. We're going to go over to Jackie Young first, aren't we, Jackie? What are you doing, Jackie?
Well, I have to say that I love my blade cover peeler, and that's not just for the sake of the video or anything else. I actually am really, really pleased with it. I'm going to show you tonight and give you a few tips about slow cooking. But I do have to say that Deb after me is doing sous vide. I'm very keen with that. And peeling, oh my goodness, when it comes to things like garlic and beetroot and all those other bits and pieces, I am a big fan. Anyway, tonight I'm going to do, and if anybody's on the chat box, if we want to have a look at the cookie do, I'm doing slow cooked beef and artichokes. Now, I just want to talk to you just briefly about slow cooking, because slow cooking, whether it be sous vide or whether it be slow cook, is all about bringing that temperature right the way down to, look, between 60 and 75. And the reason that we do that is so that the collagen, which actually is attaching the meats, really starts to relax. And that is what your cheaper cuts of meat and sometimes your more expensive ones like chops and whatever really benefit from. You know, if you've got a little bit of time and you want to do chops or ribs or something like that, think about steaming, think about sous vide, and certainly think about slow cook. Okay, I just want to just talk about a few cuts of meat. I have to say that these are all going to go in the slow cooker. Not quite to the recipe, but I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But first of all, we've got some ribs here. Look, I've seared those off and whatever. Ribs, fantastic. Really does. If you want to do it the other way around and sous vide or steam them and then sear them off in the barbecue, you will be popular with everybody. Lat is a much maligned thing when it comes to meat. I buy my meat in bulk, so I do get lat and all sorts of the cheaper cuts as well. And I think this is probably why I am in love. When we go a little bit further down the bus, we have got some okabuko there, and I've seared that off as well. Okabuko, it's on the bone, but then you end up getting that bone broth as well, which is so good for your gut health. I just love it. And last but certainly not least, any of your little bits and pieces that you chop off, you know, they're all in there. So let's have a look at this recipe. This is, I've got it on the planned recipes here. If we can just have a look there. Okay, I'm going to, oops, sorry, I'll go the other way. Press start. And, oopsie daisies, let's go right the way back to the beginning because I have gone back to the beginning. Now, it says, ensure the success of the slow cooking recipes by using the exact amounts. Now, all you beautiful people out there thinking slow cook, like the slow cooker. Slow cooker will actually evaporate a lot more liquid than the Thermomix will. So when you're busy converting the recipes, think about your liquid. Think about using a guided cooking first, just to get a feel for how much liquid you do actually need in there. The guided recipes, when you start off with them, do be fairly exact with the liquid and with the meats. And then once you get more of a feel for it, hey, ski off piste and really enjoy it. Okay. So then what we've done is, like I say, I have in this mixing bowl here, 28, we're doing it in ounces. Cookery is all to do with ratios. An ounce is 25 grams. Don't get hung about it too much, but if you have one of Grandma's recipes, this is the place to be. Okay, so we've weighed all that in and I've sprinkled some flour and whatever. Look, if you've got time, sear off your meat, okay? It'll sail the flavour in, and certainly if you're using a little bit of flour or whatever, that'll make your sauce nice and thick. If you don't have time, it's no train smash. It's, you know, it's all about saving time and money, this. Okay, so then what I've done to save you all a little bit of time and whatever is we've just got some onions, garlic, and a little bit of olive oil there, and I've just seared them all off, and as you can see, they're all in quarters there. It is on there. And yeah, and then we've seared off as you've seen. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to mark this as the current step. We're going to drain the artichokes and the brine, and we'll set those aside. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Okay, insert the blade cover, what you were all waiting for. Just like you would do the butterfly or anything else, just drop it on there. Simple as that. No problem. If you forget, you can always go into the modes and there's a little bit of information there and it'll run you through it. Okay, so it's no problem. Insert the blade cover. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pop the beef mixture in here. Now, I was going to talk to you a little bit about the beef on this particular recipe. It says without the bones. I'm going to put the okabuko in and everything else. That's absolutely fine. With the blade cover particularly, the Thermomix will coat with the bones. Don't worry too much about it, okay? What I would say to you is okabuko is great. Now, just let me fish something out of the fridge. If you're thinking lamb shanks, voila. Don't put the whole thing in like that. Can you see how it's cut? Just cut it across there. Get your butcher to just slice the bone, and you can do the rest with kitchen scissors and whatever, and just pop it in two separate bits. Don't try and put it in the whole thing, because it'll end in tears, and we don't want tears. Okay, so where are we? We've done that. Let's press next. Now, beef stock. It says 21 ounces. The great thing about this is we're going to tar it. Well, I'm just going to put water in at the minute. And then 21. Come on. I'll do. I'm going to be glad to see it. And it says beef stock, but actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a teaspoonful of vegetable stock in. And I'm just going to put a teaspoonful of chicken stock in as well. I don't have any beef stock at the moment, which might surprise you, but long story short, all my bones went to the lions in Monarto Zoo, so no beef stock. And if you want to text me later, I'll tell you the whole story. Okay. So, reserved artichokes. Just let's pop these in here. I rather like this recipe. You know, artichokes are something which I tried to grow. And gee whiz, they are a faff when it comes to like taking off all the leaves and everything to get to the hearts. But anyway, right, there we go. Let's just have a few more in here. Oops. Now we're going, whoops. Overdid it with the artichokes. I think we're going to need a bigger bowl. Okay, so in here we have the dried basil, the dried parsley, and the dried oregano. We'll give it a bit of salt and pepper. Press next. Where are we? Okay, and there you are. As you can see, an hour and a half. There's 250, sorry, 205, but in English, it's around 72. Don't be afraid of slow cooking anything. All right. I think I'm very excited the fact that Deb's going to do your the sous vide. Sous vide is wonderful. But just remember, it's just anything that's really economical, might be a little bit chewy. Slow that cooking down and sear it off later. Thanks, Jess. I'm going to hand over to the beautiful Deb.
Wonderful. That looks amazing. Lots of great tips there too. Over to you, Deb.
It looks great. I love a good slow cooked. It makes the house smell beautiful as well. Hello, everyone. Deb Percy coming to you down here in Woodcroft of Adelaide. I'm team leader down here. My dish that I'd like to showcase is the beautiful sous vide of a delicious fillet steak. Now, I know when we go to restaurants and we definitely want that lovely sort of pink in the centre cook. The reason why we sous vide, we do it over a long period of time in something like this, a little sous vide bag, and I'm going to walk you through some tips on not to overthink it, guys. It is a beautiful way to make sure your meat's not just steak, but you can do pork tenderloins, you can do beef cheeks. I've done a beautiful Chinese fast-spiced beef cheek, which has been delicious. Salmon, you know, you could do a lovely salmon with an avocado cream. If you just go into Cookie Do and type for me just sous vide or sous vide, I'm not so sure I'm saying it right. I say sous vide because I'm an Aussie, but maybe if you were a European, you could say it a bit more fancier. If you just type that in, depending on how your filters are set up, I've got 333 recipes. So with your blade cover, not only will it do slow cooking and peeling and all those fantastic things, and we can use meat on bone now, where prior to not having a blade cover, everything had to be either chicken fillets or thigh fillets. I just need to grab a tissue. Hang on a second. If you had a minute, just pop onto Cookie Do and just type in the word sous vide. See how many recipes come up. Sorry, Jess. I just
No, it's all good. It is that season, isn't it? And it's great with online. We can do anything we like whenever we like. So we can have a look at Cookie Do, but you're back again now.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had something, I think a bit of garlic or onion got up my nose.
I know.
So what I wanted to do was showcase what I've got going on in here. So currently I've got two beautiful eye fillets. They are in a sous vide little bag. Now, if you don't have a vacuum seal bag, these are actually available on our mix shop. When you if you want to purchase a vacuum sealer, you get about 5 of them in there as a little sample to get you started. Of course, it's a little rechargeable USB little sucker-upper, I call it. And all we're going to do, or what's in here currently, is just 2 beautiful little eye fillets that I got from the butcher. Got a lovely butcher down here. And you can do whatever you want. I mean, most of the recipes that will talk you through how to season it. I like to put a couple of cloves of garlic down, maybe a little couple of sticks of rosemary from my garden, salt and pepper. Quite often, if I've got a little bit of whole grain mustard, I'll pop that on just to add a little bit of flavour, like so. And obviously salt and pepper. And that's going to go into the sous vide bag. When you've made your garlic, there's one recipe here that's got gin in it. Would you believe that, Jess? It's the peppercorn and gin sauce. So it's got garlic, olive oil, and 30 grams of gin goes into it. And you actually cook it. You pour that into the bag as well, and that will just gently infuse the meat, but also cook it at a really gentle rate. Once your meat's in the bag, obviously over the little green dot up here, and you just push the button, you'll hear a little vacuum sound. I don't know if you can hear that. Until it's sucked out all of the air. You've literally cryovac it. And don't just think savoury. Think things like the macerated strawberries are beautiful. You can, like I said, lots of other, even scrambled eggs. I've done some sous vide scrambled eggs for breakfast, which was absolutely delicious. So, yeah, have a little try with lots of different ideas regarding your sous vide. One thing I wanted to mention, so why sous vide? Why not just get a steak, slap it in the frying pan or on the barbecue? It's a lot quicker for sure. But if you want that guaranteed result and you want the internal part of that beautiful fillet steak that you've paid really good money for to be really soft and tender, almost a little bit pink, medium to medium rare, if you're that type of person, then maybe sous vide is something you should check out. It's a method of cooking. We can't stop raving about it. It utilises precise temperature cooking. It's in that water bath, which with circulation to produce amazing results that you can't achieve through any other cooking technique. Of course, once it comes out, we're going to flash fry it, just two or 3 minutes each side, leave it to rest, and then when you slice that open, it should be absolutely beautiful. Serve it with some Café de Paris butter, or if you've made your own butter in your Thermomix, you're just going to cut that up into like little discs, and on top of your cooked steak, just let that sit on top and melt all over that beautiful eye fillet. Serve it with your favourite vegetables, and make a beautiful sauce too. There's so many gorgeous sauces. This one's a peppercorn sauce that I've made, and I'm going to serve that up once this is finished towards the end. If you don't have a vacuum seal, guys, just be careful. I wanted to just point out the BPA-free or the food grade bags. Just read the boxes. So if you do have some Ziploc bags at home, you can kind of do the old method of putting it in a water bath and then expressing the air that way. But just please make sure that it says on the box that it's BPA-free or PVC-free. That way you'll know you'll be safe and there'll be no microplastics leaking through into your beautiful produce. The other thing, one last tip, it is a slow cook. This one's cooking at 55 degrees for an hour. The sous vide salmon, for instance, cooks for 40 minutes at 55 degrees. That's why it's a long process, but you do end up with beautiful, succulent, tender meat. And I'd love you to give it a go if you haven't already. And make sure you put in the 30 grams of lemon juice or lime juice into the water. The reason for that is just to reduce any possibilities of rust, because it does sit in there inside the water bath for some time. So it just asks you to put in. I don't waste any of my fresh lemon juice. I'll just buy a little bottle of, cheap supermarket brand, because it's not actually going into the food. It's really just protecting the internal parts of your Thermomix because of that long cook in the water. So I'm going to come back afterwards and show you a little bit of my beautiful eye fillet once it's served up. And if I've remembered any other tips, I might be able to share them with you then. How much is the vacuum seal on the mix shop? $49.95. And that comes with, like I say, another I think five little sample bags, and you can buy just a set of bags on their own if you get into it and you start loving your sous vide beautiful meals. Impress the family, certainly impress your partner, and have that beautiful restaurant quality food while you're still in your own home.
Incredible.
Over to you.
Thanks so much, Deb. I love that. Saving money, eating well, and doing it with Thermomix. Thanks for sharing that. Now, for a little bit of a different pace. So we've seen some slow cooking with our blade cover peeler. We've seen some sous vide as well, and now we're going to see some other things the blade cover peeler can do. Over to you, Jamie and Crystal.
Hi, how are we all? This ring light is going to do magic things with my glasses, so apologies if I look a little bit like an alien, but I do need them. So Crystal and I are going to have a bit of a cook-off. We're a little bit competitive, the pair of us.
Just a little bit.
And what we're going to show you is how you can use this magical blade cover peeler to peel some hard-boiled eggs. Who hates peeling hard-boiled eggs? Because I do. It is the worst job, especially if you're wanting them for lunch boxes or you're wanting them in a salad and you want them to look really nice. Hate it. Worst job. So what we're going to do, I'm going to hand peel an egg or two, we will see, and Crystal's going to do them in the Thermomix. So I hard-boiled these today in egg boiler mode. Put them in the fridge. You want your eggs to be super, super cold. Crystal's going to put her blade cover in her TM7. Like the ladies suggested. Also a huge fan of sous vide and slow cooking here. We're going to need manual mode, Crystal, and 600 mils of water. Ish. 600-ish. Good job. Then what we're going to do, a little bit over. You need to practice that, Crystal. So what we do now is you can have peeler mode, obviously, in your modes, but we're not going to use that today. It's a little bit too rough when it comes to delicately peeling our eggs. Perfect for things like whole cloves of garlic. Throw them in. You can, those packs of 3 that you can buy, you can have them peeled. Put them in your sucker out or a bag or whatever Deb called them. Can't even think of what they're called. Vacuum seal bags, and suck the air out of your garlic and freeze it. Then you've got perfect little already peeled cloves of garlic good to go, especially if you've got some people grow it when they're very fancy. I'm not very fancy at growing veggies. And you get heaps. So a good way to save your money, not waste your produce. But we're going to put in our eggs. So I reckon you want to do 3?
Yeah, let's do 3.
You do 3. Pop them in on the blade cover. And I'm going to hand peel 2. I've got the short straw. Sucks to be me. So what we're going to do is don't start and don't cheat yet, Crystal.
Oh, okay.
Just wait your turn. We're going to put 12 seconds.
12 seconds.
I reckon. 12-ish seconds.
Yep.
And wait, don't press play. Speed 3. And don't press play until I'm ready.
I feel like I should press play.
You ready? Who else gives a countdown? It's a race.
Oh, a race time.
We're racing. Who's going to win?
Ready? I'm going to count
Crystal?
from 3 down to ready. Ready?
Right.
3, 2, 1, go. And we got Jamie going, and we got Crystal relaxing, very relaxing, not having to do anything there. Jamie's getting her first one done, and they look like beautiful eggs. She's still doing her first one.
Again?
And how are we going with our thermi? Oh, what?
Perfect. Crystal. Right, 1 and 1, quick. Do you need to go again?
I do it. Just a little bit longer.
Awesome. And you can do I think we can do what, 6 at a time?
Do six at a time.
Yeah. So,
that many eggs. Quick.
whoa.
This one's stuck.
So this would be great for your potato salad and all of that kind of thing. Curried eggs. And we learnt this. Have you already mentioned who taught us this, Jamie?
This would be our beautiful friend Billy. If you do not know Billy Bellinger, she
I gotta
is
take a screenshot.
I feel like I'm concentrating here and you're trying to distract me. Crystal. We'll make Crystal answer.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, Billy. Billy in Mount Gambier. This is her dish. Oh my God. And
I think I might have won, Jamie.
I'll keep going and answer Billy's question and show you the state of my eggs after because I'm rushing.
Well
done, ladies.
Stop. Thanks, Billy.
Billy, you can be the judge. You're the judge, Billy. How did they go?
Do you think we deserve a white wine?
I think you both deserve a white wine. You've earned
wine.
yours, Jamie.
Those are very chunky.
And it does work. It does work better the more eggs you have in there. So yes, can do 6 at a time, and they work really well.
And you can peel 2 by hand and not win the race.
Obviously.
And
your hands are dirty and mine are clean.
Hands are dirty. I've got chunks of egg everywhere. Safe to say Crystal won this one. But who has tried this at home or who is going to try it? We will share the tips and tricks. The colder the egg, the better. Billy told us, super cold. What setting? Manual mode. So go to manual mode, not in peel mode. It will chop your eggs up. Make sure you add water.
What speed on manual mode? Lovely.
So speed 3.
Yeah.
Start with 12 seconds. Check them out. See what you need to. This little one was ready, but the others needed an extra 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
3 seconds. So
wow. How much water?
600 mils.
Normal for the peeler. Okay.
Yeah. But not in the peeler mode because it will chop them up. And please make sure you put water in there. One of my lovely customers rang me panicking because she had made eggs and I said to her, you can peel them too. She was so excited. She put a dozen eggs in and didn't put any water in.
Oh.
And they just shattered. And I said, well, talk me through it. What did you do? I did this. I did it on that setting, like you said. And I said, and how much water did you put in? I don't put any water in it. So just please make sure you do that because otherwise you get a big mess to clean up. But I'm going to admit defeat here. I'm going to need to wash my hands. Another favourite little thing that we're wanting to show off just here. Has anyone got their nester yet? This can be used in addition to your blade cover peeler. This is our new poacher, which our beautiful consultants are earning this month. As consultants, when you join the business, potentially, if you've already got your TM7, you could come on board as what we call a bring recruit and earn yourself some goodies. We've got some exciting things happening. And this month, you can be getting your hands on the nester. These nesters sold out within days, I think, when they got released on the mix shop. You can do sticky date puddings in them. You can do scones, golden syrup puddings,
mini quiches,
poached eggs, anything you like. If you're needing to do a bulk load of eggs, that is your best friend, or you can do it this way too. But joining as a consultant is the way that you get your hands on all of these goodies. You get them first, you get to try them first. It is amazing. We get little presents all the time. You forget what's coming.
Yes.
We're very well looked after.
Yeah, definitely will.
You'll be in touch with a beautiful team leader, Exhibit A, and they will look after you and do all your training and everything with you side by side. You're not alone. We genuinely love what we do and we would love to have people join our business if you think that that might be for you. Reach out, pop it in the chat. We would love to help you and discuss what that looks like. You can join an info session. No pressure, just finding out the facts, and we would love to help you all. Billy's got a concentration phase.
Yes, she does.
She's been spotlighted. She's not listening.
I'm listening. I'm multitasking.
We even have a business info session tonight at 8:30. So yeah, we can jump on.
You didn't even know that, and I just slotted that in. So join it tonight at 8:30. Stay on, or we'll join another Zoom, and we can go through all the fun with that too.
Fantastic.
That's it from us, unless you need anything else, Jess.
No, that is fantastic. And I love that you shared with us about that Varoma accessory. And at our meeting last night, our meeting last night, we revealed to all our consultants the brand new Varoma accessories. And of course, they get to earn them first. So we can't wait to do a class on those to teach everyone how to use our new Varoma accessories. We'll do that in a couple of months' time when they're available for our customers. Thanks so much, Jamie and Crystal. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. And it must be my turn. I get to do a little session as well with my Thermomix and the blade cover peeler as well. So I love using this one for peeling little potatoes, which I then steam, and I'll show you my favorite recipe for that. But tonight I wanted to teach you guys something that might be useful for you, hopefully. And I wanted to share a bit of a passion with you. I love using South Australian produce where available, and at the markets, I can buy South Australian chickpeas. So how about that? You can buy the dry chickpeas. So that's what the container looks like. And what I'm going to do with my Thermomix is I'm going to make local South Australian chickpeas. Oh, just dropped one. Because you can't buy South Australian chickpeas in a tin, can you? So if that's important to you as well, to know where your food comes from, you can have even more control with the Thermomix. So what I did earlier today, around lunchtime, I put some of these into water and soaked. So normally I would normally do it the night before. So that's what you could do. I'm just going to show you the recipe, and we'll just go over to the other one. Now you can see that one close up. This is the slow cooked chickpeas. It's a TM6 version. We don't have a TM7 version just yet, but you can use this one. Now, what I did was I looked this one up and I just pressed start, but we're actually halfway through. So I'm just going to go there. What I did was it asked me to put the glass jar on top and then weigh in 250 grams of the dry chickpeas, which I did about, 8 hours ago. So they have plumped up. So remember, they looked quite small. Oops, can't really see them. They looked quite small earlier, and now the nice, filtered rainwater, it's plumped those up. You can do that overnight. That's all I've had to do so far. And then what's happened, and that actually helps you to weigh them in, tells you how much water to put in, etc. It was all there. So I'm actually, when I've put this recipe on, it's remembered what step I was up to, which was this step, the slow cook step. So what is it said to do? I'm going to go back to that step. So I'm going to press the 3 little dots, set as current step. So I've gone a little bit ahead. Now it's asking me to put the soaked and drained chickpeas. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like so you knew. There's the water. What you're going to do is you can use your steamer basket that comes with the TM7, and you can use that as a bit of a colander. So I'm just going to do that at the sink and drain my chickpeas out. So those chickpeas, this is a great way to make chickpeas fresh yourself at home very easily, save money, and have choice of where chickpeas come from. So I've drained those easily there, and I'm literally just going to pop them in. When do I put my blade cover in? Oops, just there. Goodness me, I shouldn't have skipped ahead. Put your blade cover in first. Haven't done this for a little while, clearly. We're just going to place it on top of the blades, just press it down like that. And we are going to go back to that step there, pop our chickpeas on. So that blade cover is going to protect the chickpeas and from the blades. And they're going to cook pretty much like a typical saucepan does. However, you've got control over the time and the temperature. You can set and forget, and your chickpeas are going to be looked after by the Thermomix. So we're going to put in about a litre, of water, and you can see it's going to tick itself off. And I love that it ticks itself off, because that gives me a chance to go to the fridge or the pantry and get the next item. If the next item needed scales, it would bring it up for me, but this one doesn't. It wants chicken stock. I'm just going to omit that one because I don't normally add stock. And now we've got the slow cook coming up for us. Wants us to put the lid on. So it reminds us all the things we need reminding of. And it makes it super easy. I'm going to pop that lid on. Literally, it's like a smart saucepan that's going to look after the chickpeas. I just press the play button. And this is now going to do 3 hours of slow cook for me. So I don't have to do anything else. It's not going to bubble over. It's completely safe, which gives me peace of mind. And I will have beautiful, plump, cooked chickpeas in 3 hours' time. And then what I do is I actually then just freeze some of that into that around 200 grams a bag, and I freeze them, and then that's ready to add to anything like soups, any dishes like that, curries and things like that. I can have my tinned chickpeas, but I've made them myself with the Thermomix, and that is what I love to do. I hope I've inspired some of you guys to make your own chickpeas as well. Now, you can do that with other legumes, and we'll just put a note that if you are attempting to do it with kidney beans, just be careful. You do need to be mindful of kidney beans because they have a natural toxin in them, and they do need to be cooked at a high temperature. So you just want to Google that if you are doing kidney beans, don't you, Jackie?
Yeah, we discussed this definitely, and we weren't sure whether to put it in the slow cook bit or whether the loose bit or anything, but certainly the acid in dried kidney beans is toxic. And so this is why we ask you to, not only soak them and discard the water, but make sure you're cooking them at the right temperature, that's above 50 degrees for long enough. All right. Most legumes, whether it be chickpeas, lentils, cannellini beans and whatever, you can do the whole lot with exactly the same process as Jess has just explained. And look, different people like different things. I love the fact that you can pick up like a whole bag of dried chickpeas from somewhere for like 60 cents or something. And like every dollar you save without opening a can is not only the dollar in your pocket, but it's also like, you've saved the can and all those sort of good things. Yeah. Now, we did have a question, Jess, about can we use the water from the chickpeas as aquifer? Now, yes, you can, but it's got to be the stuff. Great. It's got to be the water that you slow cook the chickpeas in, not the water that you soak them in. Fundamentally different. I won't go into the science of it, but stick with me. It's all about the proteins, and that's the stuff you want.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jackie, for that extra info. And Deb, in a minute, I'm going to share some of my favourite recipes from Cookie Do, some slow cook ones, and as I mentioned, the potato peeling ones as well. But Deb, did you want to show us something? I can see you've got some food happening. Is yours ready? Oh.
Oops. Whoa.
Oops, days.
It's all right. I'm still here. Hang on.
Nah, all good. We'll let you get back. There we go.
Okay, sorry. I know I'm kind of crouching down, but hopefully you can hear me and see me. So the steak has had a chance to flash dry, and I wanted to cut it up on view so you could see. Now I like it quite rare in the middle. So can you see that on
we
on
can,
the camera, guys?
Yeah.
So you've got it cooked. It's so tender. It's a beautiful cut of meat, but that's exactly how I like it. So it's not mooing. It's still quite rare.
How long did you cook that for, Deb?
So that was cooked for an hour and a half at 55 degrees, and then flash fried just for a minute each side and I've basically let it rest while you were chickpeeing.
The opposite.
And that gave me a chance to have my vegetables ready to go. I've also made I pre-made this one. This is a beautiful gin and peppercorn sauce. So you can have that. Here we go. I'll just swap plates.
Yum, yum.
And then my cafe butter's on that one. You see I put the disc of cheese. My goodness. And then we can serve that with our lovely. So if you go onto Cookie Do, Jess, you could type in sous vide fillet steak with gin and peppercorn sauce.
Okay.
And we might just put a bit of that over there. Meanwhile, my husband's salivating over here because this is a normal Tuesday night meal, guys. I don't know about you, but life is worth living, yeah. So beautiful eye fillet with some gorgeous snap peas that I just picked up from our local grocers, and some little new winter potatoes. There's dinner already, and most of that time Fermi takes care of the sous vide. It's only a couple of minutes at the stove, so it gives you back to your family and back to enjoy the finer things of life for sure.
Thanks so much, Deb, for sharing that and bringing the restaurant home. I'll let you guys enjoy your dinner. I love gravy. I love veggies. I love potato. But I tend to be a vegetarian. So that's why I did the chickpea part, but I love the gravy. And we'll look up your recipe in a moment. But I've got these recipes on the screen ready to share, because this one's one of my favorites with the blade cover peeler. So when the blade cover peeler first came out, I was looking for recipes that used it so I could learn how to use it. This one came up. Now, if you're looking it up, you might not find it because, just going to scroll down, it's in the Switzerland country. So if you've got all of your filters on and you've got English selected in all countries, then you'll be able to find this one. If you type in crispy roast potatoes, you'll find it. It's delicious, and you've got the gravy that you make simultaneously afterwards, similar to, I guess, Deb's gravy. So with this one, it's great because you get little potatoes and you peel them, and it guides you through with peeler mode and with 4 minutes to get your beautiful potatoes. Using the peeler mode and the blade cover peeler, it kind of rubs the outside, so you're going to get more crispy outcomes and delicious because it rubs off the peel, and that way you don't lose too much peel. Then what you do is you use your varoma to rinse off your potatoes, because what we find is there can be a little bit of bubbles and that foam created when you peel potatoes. I have heard that a drop of olive oil can help with that. But what you're going to do is you're going to rinse those potatoes, rinse that off in your varoma, and then simply put your varoma on top of the Thermomix. So there's no extra cleaning. That's why I love this one, because then you're going to steam your potatoes and then you're going to make your gravy at the same time. So this one's amazing, and you could serve that with the eye steak that Deb's made, or sausages or chicken or whatever. But I'd highly recommend you try this one with your blade cover peeler that you can get this month with your TM7 purchase. If you are in the market for having a TM7, the blade cover peeler comes with it in a bundle for an extra $1. So who doesn't want to be able to make all these lovely dishes? And this one's one of my favorites for a cost saving dish that uses the blade cover peeler. It is slow cook, and this one is very popular, as I said, budget dish. Serve it with some mashed potato or silky sweet potato mash. It's delicious. You can fit like about 6 to 8 drumsticks in, depending on how big yours are. I usually get them from the farmer's market and fit in about, I think it's about 8. It's incredible. You wouldn't believe that you can fit 8 drumsticks in the Thermomix, right? With the blade cover peeler, you certainly can. So give this one a go. It's uses the blade cover peeler, And then my last recommendation for tonight is this one. I used to make it for my dad who loves meat, and this one uses a slow cook for 5 hours. As I said, I'm largely vegetarian, so I just follow the bouncing ball. It tells me what to do, uses the blade cover peeler in there to protect it. I think this one uses blade cover peeler too, doesn't it? Hopefully, somewhere, surely. I thought I remembered it did, because certainly I'm pretty sure it does, but I can't see it written there now. Anyway, you try this one as well if you're after slow cook, and it's incredible, isn't it, ladies? I know some of you guys have made it as well.
I think with the beef cheek, Jess, even if the recipe, if you put the blade cover in, that may be I'm just looking at a TM7 recipe, because there is definitely a beef cheek recipe for the TM7. Beef cheek goes so beautiful and gelatinous, and you still want it to hold its form, but literally you could eat it with like false teeth or just no teeth, because it just melts in your mouth. It's beautiful. It's a really lovely cut of meat. Yeah.
Probably why my dad liked it. Now, Deb, which one did you make? It was gin. I remember that part.
Okay. So the one that I made, this current one, is the sous vide fillet steak with, hang on, I've got my glasses on.
Oh, yeah, gin and peppercorn.
Gin and peppercorn sauce, yeah.
Nice.
And the peppercorn sauce has got all sorts of delicious spices. There's juniper berries in there, and allspice berries, and you mill that down, and it's quite spicy. So maybe go easy on the peppercorns, because I think I was a bit heavy-handed. I did, one for you and one for the cook, and then I went, wow, that's got a real hit of pepper. So
amazing. So we will definitely email all these recipes, because we haven't been sharing most of them in the chat for you today. But if you guys do want to learn more about a topic, maybe the blade cover peeler, maybe you want to see it in use, or even you want to learn how to use your cutter, we would love to reward you with our winter warmers catalogue. So as Deb mentioned as well, the best table in town is yours, and we can do that with Thermomix. So let's learn a bit more about Thermomix and get rewarded when you introduce 2 people from different households to the TM7. So just for introducing 2 people from different households to the TM7, while you learn some more with your consultant, you can access and unlock the host reward prices. And they're down the right-hand side there. As you can see, you can even pick up a free thermoserver, the latest one, the TM7 one, the 2.7 litres. It keeps it hotter for longer because of that stainless steel lid and the new design. You can also carry it to friends' places with a beautiful hot dish in it, slow cooked dish. You can get that for free just for sharing the love of TM7. So we want to reward you, and we want to help our consultants to help more families enjoy TM7. So we'd love you to get a free thermoserver, or even a discounted cutter. You might want to learn more about the cutter with your consultant, or you might want to pick up our Fira range for $60. That's a massive saving. You could do your slow cook dishes and bake them in here in the oven, or crumbles, or all kinds of things. Even your bread. I love making bread in my Dutch oven. So we would love you to take up our offer. We want to connect with you during winter, warm everyone up, help people save money with Thermomix. So contact your consultant to book your demo in, or if you'd like a copy of the Winter Warmers Savings Catalogue, some great dishes in there, contact your consultant to get your hands on some of those things. And if you want to help somebody start their Thermomix journey and you don't want to have a demo, we can reward you with a $100 Mix Shop voucher. So if you know somebody who wants a Thermomix, contact your consultant, or even better, maybe you could become the consultant, and you could sell your friend a Thermomix and get rewarded with all of the goodies that consultants earn. So yeah, if you do have a friend and you think, actually, maybe I could teach them how to use their Thermomix, I could be the consultant, you might choose to talk to your consultant about signing up. Because we'd love to invite you to our community. So ask us more about that one if you do have your friend keen. And this is the last slide on this one. We have the picture of the blade cover. And as we mentioned, if you are in the market for starting your TM7 journey, you can get a blade cover peeler for $1 with your purchase of your TM7 and create those meatballs, peeling the potatoes like that, steaming them. And then I love putting them in the air fryer to make them crispy into wedges and all kinds of things. So the blade cover peeler is a great hero to help us. There's lots of different payment plans as well. If you would like to know more, your consultant would love to teach you more about that. Do we have some other things to share? Food before we want to
No, I
go?
don't think so. I have to say that one of the things that I do, because I bulk purchase my food, my meat, that is I'll get a cut of meat, maybe a lamb 4/4 or something like that, and I'll put it into cookie dough, and it'll give me some ideas. And this is where I've learned that actually some of those cheaper cuts of meat and whatever, gee, you can make some fantastic, really great meals. Definitely. That's my parting.
Incredible. Hey, we could have had like a race like Crystal and Jamie. They did the egg race. We could have done the meat versus the vegetarian race somehow. But anyway, I don't know how the judges would judge that one. But thank you everybody for jumping on, and especially our beautiful team leaders. We got Crystal, Deb, and Jackie joining us as team leaders, and we've got a beautiful team leader in my kitchen learning the back end.
Done a wonderful job too, sharing everything.
There she is. Oh, is she going to get spotlight? No, she's gone. That's okay. And I would love to do a shout out because this is the very first BDM presentation class, I guess you call it, for our newest BDM, Jamie Peake. So welcome, Jamie.
Hi.
Our second branch manager here in SA now. So we get to work together and collaborate and have fun and put on crazy classes like this.
Yeah. Help our beautiful people.
Excellent. Now, this is the end now, but if anyone wants to jump on to our business info session, our 8:30